Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Promo code FATHERS, 20% off all green gear, all caps. So, you know how if you are a fighter, you're a wrestler, you're a boxer, you're martial arts, you get to a certain level, don't you have to register yourself as a deadly weapon or you're considered a deadly weapon? Well, I think for the first time in human history, we need to make somebody's mouth a dangerous weapon, a deadly weapon, if you will. And that mouth is connected to the shaky, liver spotted face of Bidenus Pervertus, our grandpa in chief. Hey, this isn't the mall. Because all of the leftist dumbasses, they're all saying stupid shit, one more stupid than the next. In the last video, I mentioned a little bit about this, but I wanted to give it its own time in the sun because of who it's coming from. We know he's a mush-mouthed, slack-jawed nitwit, but he lives where he lives. He is where he is. And on this whole leaked document from the Supreme Court, he's saying how it's a radical decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. And then he said that we are going to make a decision based on a ruling by the court that says you can't abort a child. And there's a few things wrong with that. Number one, there's that lie again. I guess what do they say? If you say a lie enough, it becomes a truth. I hope not in this case, because all people who are in the know, people who have an education above fifth grade, some of these people went to Harvard, okay, Princeton, Yale, all these other NYU, Brown, Cornell, all these institutions, right? They know this is a fucking lie. Because overturning Roe v. Wade does not ban abortion countrywide unless all 50 states decided it that way. And if that's what the states want, that's what the states get. But he's pushing that lie too. He's saying that this being overturned would ban abortion. And then he says, abort a child. Well, hold on, jackass. Hold on, grandpa in chief. Butterscotch pudding eater in chief. People on your side are telling us that this is just a clump of cells, but you just called it a child. Now, a child, calling it a child, that gives it life. That gives it personality. That makes it a person. And again, you are supposed to be a Catholic, a devout Catholic. Catholics don't go for this. And then he says that every major religion in the world says, that it's or talks about, or they haven't been able to decide whether a child's life begins at conception or at birth. Were there really talks about abortion back then? And maybe I'm ignorant to it. I'm no theologist, but I grew up in church. I went to church Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, sometimes twice on Sunday. You got an evening service. You just go home, change into less casual attire, and you right back at 5:30. I've been in church. I never heard him talking about abortion. I don't think abortion was an issue back then when all these religious books were written, when all this religious literature was jotted down. Would you want an abortion back in 400 BC? 400 AD, 1100 AD, pick your fucking AD. Before 1900, no. And just like it's not in the Constitution, that wasn't a thing back then. That was so taboo, they didn't even talk about that shit. Find the word abortion in the Constitution. They're always trying to tie it to the 14th Amendment. Please. Of course you have a right to privacy. That's not a right to kill. Just because I can whisper a secret in your ear doesn't mean I can kill you. And who are you to make that decision on your own? You didn't create that on your own. That's like building a business. You guys are 50-50, but you go off and sell it on your own. Without their approval, without their knowledge. In some cases. That's terrible. It's not just you and your doctor. You and your doctor didn't put that thing in there. But we don't give a shit about the men. That's right. Men, we're just pack mules. We just drill deep into the ground. We do dangerous shit. We go fight in wars. But that's it. That's all we're good for. These women, they can just, wave a wand around their stomach and there's a baby in there. Yeah. Yeah, okay. But to hear the leader of the free world, ooh, damn it, never mind. I ain't gonna call him a leader no more. Just because the resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, for him to say that, to lie like that, this isn't banning abortion. And religions haven't been struggling with this. Some of them were very clear. I believe your religion is very clear. But for him to get up there and lie like that, they're all lying. They're all full of more shit than a Christmas turkey. But it has an extra sting when it comes from that person. That's not at all what it is. That's why he has a problem with it. It takes power away from the federal government and gives it to the states, the people that live under these laws, the people who are at ground zero. You're up in your ivory tower in DC with gates and guards around it. We can't even get close to the buildings that we pay for. And them damn protesters sure turned up quick, didn't they? Like they were on standby. They probably were. They probably were on standby. I can't wait to see who leaked this shit because that is huge. It should be. Because you basically throwing away your freedom by doing that shit. But if I can find the footage of Biden sitting here saying that bullshit, and who is letting him talk to the press when he's getting on or off of Air Force One? This man needs to be prepped. He needs to have a script in front of him. And even that doesn't help. But you know what? I take that back. They should keep doing that because this is how we get the truth. He says the shit he's not supposed to say right here. This is how we get how he really feels. He said abort a child. I thought it was just a clump of cells. I thought it was like a cyst or something. You could just cut it out. Wouldn't even faze you. Man, that's some terrible shit. How you judge a society is based on how they treat women, children, and animals. Period. And there's only a layer of skin separating a child from the outside world. So how are you willing to kill it when it's on the wrong side of that skin? If you don't want it, don't put it there. Storks don't come to your house and drop babies down the chimney. That's just in cartoons. Two people got to get together to make a baby, a man and a woman. It's a special connection when you create life. It's not the same. I'm not shitting on people who adopt kids, but it's not the same than creating life with another person. Who's it? Loco Cortez was saying that they're coming after gay rights, gay marriage. I don't like the definition of marriage being changed. I think Webster changed it in 2013. Marriage is between a man and a woman because the ultimate goal of marriage is to create life. If you don't believe me, ask somebody who's gotten married, whether recently or you've been married for a long time, what happened after you first got married? If you have a mother, she's going to be hitting you up for some grandkids because that's the natural progression of the relationship. That's the end goal. Man or woman, I don't give a damn who it is. You got a mom in the picture, they might let you rest, but they might let you be married for a little bit or maybe not. Maybe your mother's very upfront with when she expects grandkids. My mom definitely dropped hints to my wife and I. But that's the natural progression for you to sit down and discuss with your wife or your husband when you guys are deciding to make another human being. That's some real shit. That's the definition of marriage. That's the only kind of marriage there is. Civil union, you want to call it something else, that's up to you. But marriage is between a man and a woman because the end goal is to make other people, and there's only one way to do that. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.